here you go. Here you go. They get angry, but I'm telling you. So you got to start giving away your power. If you want to love yourself, you got to hold on to something to love. Your power. Your self-respect. I'm just saying, if you want to love yourself, spend time outside. Go in the sun. Go in the sun. Go in the sunlight, get the sun on you. Go in the woods. Go around trees. Go around nature. Go in the water. Go to the beach, the lake. Go around natural resources. See, listen, let me tell you this. Okay? I would post on YouTube, yes. No, this one I have to post on YouTube. Even though it's long, this one will be up on YouTube later on tonight, okay? It's something about nature. It's that God said, I'm going to make nature, but I'm going to create human beings in nature. Because without nature, without your foot on solid ground, that rock, that dirt, without that air, without the water, without those elements, you ain't nothing at all. And when you go into the cities where there's no trees and no sunlight, you weaken because your body needs this. Your soul needs this. If you want to love yourself, go outside in the sun. Get some sunlight. Get some air. Constantly go outside. When you go for walks in the morning, go walk outside instead of a treadmill. If you have a choice to walk on a treadmill or outside, go outside and walk. Feel that nature. Let the nature nurture you back to reality. I'm telling you. Let that nature nurture you and your spirit. But you gotta get some sunlight. You gotta get those things on your skin. I'm telling you, the beach. You got to love yourself. One of the things that you have to do to love yourself is to be one with nature. Seriously. That's my calm with God. Man, listen, you gotta go outside. A next thing to love yourself with is to, many of us cannot say this simple words. I'm gonna take my shirt off, and because I'm getting hot, I'm getting sweaty, and I'm gonna have to put on another shirt, but because I don't want to be looking like hold on, I don't want to look like I'm a thirst bucket. So I'm gonna change my shirt real quick. Give me a second. Because you're all gonna say, oh, you taking your shirt off? Why are you taking your shirt off on camera? You know how you all be thinking. You trying to you know how you all think that it's a thirst trap or stuff like that? Kirk, is that a thirst trap? I don't even know, dang thirst trap. Alright, we good now? See, there you go, thirst trap. Ain't no thirst trap. I was just sweating, so I had to take out that big old sweater. But yeah, man, I forget where I was. Oh yes, one word that we cannot say, that many of us cannot say, is no. No. Practice saying no. That goes back to the one I said, people, you can't be so worried about what people think about you. Sometimes you gotta say no. Be okay with saying no. Somebody asks you for something, don't feel obligated to give anybody nothing at all. Don't feel obligated to give nobody anything. Hey Sharon, how are you doing? Don't feel obligated to do something for somebody else. If you want to say no, it's okay to say no. Because when you say no, something happens in your spirit that you just feel better. Especially when you don't want to do it. Ain't nothing worse than doing something for someone that you don't want to do. Thank you, Queen. I'm serious. Ain't nothing. One of the worst things, hey Tiffany, one of the worst things to do is as you're doing something for someone. Because if you do something and it's not based on love, when you hate doing it, it doesn't come back to you. The karma that you create is negative. So when you're doing something just based on you feel like you have to do it, it creates a negative karma, a negative karmic effect. So you got to be able to say no. It's okay. No is very healthy. No is one of them things that sets boundaries. You got to set your boundaries. And one of the things that you got to do is say no. It's okay to say no. I'm telling you, if you want to love yourself more, you got to say no. No is okay. That's one of them things that takes back your power. For real. The next thing that you gotta do to love yourself, man, is to stop trying to focus what you can't control. You focusing on what you can't control. You know, when you focus on things that you can't control, your mind is only on the negative. Your mind is always busy. You worry, you anxious, you have, it causes you to be upset. It causes you to have resentment. It causes you to be all these negative vibes. You got to be able to stop trying to focus on what you cannot control. Listen, when you have a very high frequency, now I look at myself as a man who has high frequency. I have a very high frequency. And when you have a high frequency, if you have about 51% of your life in control, you good. Meaning, there's 49 that you can't control. That means you could be driving your car on your lane, in the right lane. You driving your car in the right lane, minding your business. Your car is good, it's strong. You're driving, focusing on the road, attention on the road. Someone could always come from another lane and hit you. You can't control that. You cannot control that. If you try to control it, you're going to go crazy. Many of us, we try so hard to control everything in our lives, and you cannot. If you can control about 51%, that means life will be good for you. It will be great. 51% is a lot of power. That means you understand. That means your mind is set on certain things. That means you're thinking how you want to think. That means you're feeling how you want to feel. That means you're actually doing what you want to do. I stress about not having control. You don't listen. In reality, we don't have that much control. We don't have control about how it rains. We don't have control about when it snows. Some of us get upset because it's raining outside. Hey, thanks, Camila. I mean, seriously, some of us get upset when it rains outside. Some of us get upset when the sun is too hot. Some of us get upset when it's too windy. Some of us get angry because something happened that it's like you're driving on the highway. And right, you driving on the highway, right? And there's an accident. And just because it's an accident, you just mad. You just lower your frequency. Now you want to cuss. You have an attitude. You angry. You upset. Just because of an accident. You can't control the dang traffic, but you just miserable. Why? Let me tell you this right here. The only thing that you have control over in reality is how you feel. That's the only thing you have control over is how you feel. And if you don't have control in how you feel, something is wrong. Something is off. Hey, Simone, something got to be off. We try to control how he feels, how she feels. Oh, do you love me? Do you like me? Do you this? But then you can't control about how you feel. You lose control with how you feel. If you don't have control in how you feel, you're going to always be miserable. 98% of us do not control how we feel. Our feelings come from our outside sources. We are triggered. Our feelings come from because we think we have buttons to push. Somebody pissed me off. Somebody this. Somebody this. Your feelings come from your boss pissing you off. You have control over how you feel. How you feel is how you think. It's your thoughts that generate your feelings. It's your perception that generate your thoughts, that generate your feelings. You do have control of how you feel. If you want to feel good. Okay, let me say something, right? So, again, I like to consider myself as a conscious man, a conscious person. Meaning I'm aware, okay? Meaning I'm very aware. I don't care what's going on around me. If I choose to feel something, is what I'm going to feel. If I choose to be happy, I'm going to be happy. If I choose to be joyful, I'm going to be joyful. I don't care what's going on. Nothing controls how you feel but you. It's your power. You can't control anything outside, but you have to be able to control what goes inside. Inside of you is your feelings. This is you. But many of us don't think that we can, and that's the problem. Many of us, somebody trigger us. We make excuses for, well, I only get angry. I heard somebody tell me once, multiple times. Hey, thanks, Chrome Goddess. I heard somebody tell me once, Kirk, I'm mad at you. You can't be mad at me. You just mad. You're just directing your anger at me. But in reality, you're not mad at me. You're just mad. To be mad at me, that means you're crazy. You must be crazy because you cannot be mad at me. It's impossible. You think you are, and you think that you are mad at me. You are just mad. I mean, you hate. I hate you. No, you hate. You could put me all day. Listen, you could make an excuse for your life and put me as an object in your hate. But in reality, you just hate. You could put me as the object to your anger or to your resentment. But in all reality, if there's no anger or resentment or guilt or stuff in there, then you cannot do it. You can't feel it. You can only feel what's inside. Does that make sense? You could be angry all day and think that I'm angry at her and the traffic and this. But in all reality, you're just angry. It's only what's inside could come out. And you using me to make your anger come out, that's your fault. I'm serious. We mad at ourselves because we don't have control. I'm telling you, over others. Listen, you have to understand this. When you start to take, one of the things that I've learned, that when I become conscious, one of the things that I had to understand, right, is that I had to take responsibility for me. I had to take accountability for my actions. I had to be responsible. If I didn't want to be angry, you couldn't get me angry, period. I don't care what you do. The more you love is the less you get anger. Seriously, the more you love is the less you anger. The more you love is the less that you have resentment. The more you love. See, so now we have replaced love with all these other frequencies. That's why we can't love ourselves. We have replaced love with hate. We have replaced love with anger. We have replaced love with unforgiveness. We have replaced love with resentment. We have replaced love with judgment. We have replaced love with so much things that we are filled with all this garbage and negative emotions. That's why our frequency is so low. That's why we attract negative people. But when you take away all those negative crap, love fills us back up. We don't love. You can't get mad at me. You're just mad. And you know, on my journey of consciousness, when I keep remembering, I can't be mad at you. I'm just mad. Why is that madness inside of me? Why is it inside? Because it could only come out if it's inside. So when I get angry, why is it there? I question myself. I don't question you. You can't get me mad. Think about it. Me being mad at you is just me giving up my control and my power. I'm giving you all my power. Because when we mad, this is what we do. Seriously, when we mad, man, we start thinking that we start having crappy thoughts. I mean, it's natural. When we mad, we take. Can we realize one thing? Anger, resentment, sadness, joyful, excitedness, anxious. Do you know all these things are emotions, right? You are you. There's no time that you are anything. But there's anger. There's a whole bunch of crappy, negative emotions. Anger, judgment, unforgiveness, resentment, even hate. And us being humans, us being empty vessels, when you take on the emotions, it becomes you. You become the character acting out the anger. All you become the character. It's like I give you a script and I say, listen, Crone Goddess. I say, listen, I want you to become, let's say a character, that woman on that movie. Act the scene. What you're going to do, you're going to take the script, you're going to read it, and you're going to act like this person. You're going to act like how this person should act. Because you become a character. Anytime you take on these emotions and you actually believe them, and you actually you take on the character of these emotions. So you act them out. That's why when you're angry, you say things and you think things and you do things and you break things and you You do angry things. You do all these things angry because you take on the character of anger, or the character that you created in your mind for the image of anger. And you know what you do? You feel justified for having these characters. You actually become justified feeling angry, because being angry is a sweet feeling. It feels sweet because at that moment you could do whatever you want to do and get away with it. Especially in our relationships, you do whatever you want to do. And then since I was angry, listen, forgive me, I was angry. I'm telling you, people use anger to get away with anything. You think because you're angry, you can say what you want, do what you want, and there's no repercussion. Just like being drunk. You think because you're drunk. But let me tell you, if you're drunk and you shoot me, and when you sober up, I'm still shot. I'm still shot. I'm still bleeding. We have to stop looking at these emotions like we can't control them. You are an adult. You're supposed to control how you feel. You're supposed to. I'm telling you. So you gotta stop trying to control what you can't and control you. You got to. We give away our power too much, man. You gotta love yourself no matter what. Listen, to love yourself more, right? To love yourself. To get to the point that you love yourself, you gotta be able to stop looking at things that you don't like. You gotta be able to actually accept those things that you don't like. Because many times you don't like them. Hey Maya, how are you doing? Many times you don't like them because you don't understand them. I'm serious, like you don't like them because you don't understand it. You don't even understand that things on your body is made for a certain reason. You don't understand that the amount of fat or whatever else, like, is you causing it. You don't understand that how you look, maybe you causing it. You don't understand some things about you, so you can't stand. You have to actually understand that you have to accept what you don't like, and that's how you change them. It's hard to change things that you can't accept. Until you say, I have, or you know what, I acknowledge the point that I'm sick. You will never seek help. But we don't want to accept these things, and when we accept them, we hate them. Hate don't change. The only thing that creates a positive drive for change is love. Because when you hate something, it doesn't give you a drive to fix it. It gives you a drive to keep it. It gives you a drive to complain. It gives you a drive to feel bad and guilty about it. But love, for some reason, no matter what you are, no matter what you look like, love gives you the reason to accept it and to change it if you can. And if you can't change it, hell, it's fine anyways. It's fine. It has to be fine. But love listen, self-love is not the best love, but it's the most necessary love. Well, not the most necessary one, but it's necessary. It's necessary. You have to love this piece of life has to be loved. It has to be cherished. The ones who don't love self is the ones who don't know self. Because to know self is to love thyself. To know self is to acknowledge the beauty in self. You don't know enough not to love this. I'm serious. You don't know enough not to love. Because this right here, you think, people say, oh, I want to love myself like how you do. But then do it. Do it. Who's stopping you? You. If you want to love yourself, one of the things that you got to do is try new things. Try new things. Many of us been doing the same old crap for our entire life. It's hard to love yourself doing the same old crap. You get bored. You get complacent. You start growing. Try new things. Listen, try new things. It is very high frequency. It is very necessary to try new things. You can't love yourself because you're bored. You're bored with yourself. You're bored by yourself. You gotta try new things. New things sparks interest in you. New things show you new parts of you that you don't even know. See, when you try new things, it shows you that there's parts of you that you haven't even, what's the word I'm looking for? You haven't discovered yet. You haven't explored yet. You haven't explored you. You explored your past. You explored people. People explored you, but you haven't explored you. There's parts of you that's connected to God and only God alone that you haven't even experienced yet. There's parts of you who you never seen. There's parts of you that you have never connected with. There's parts of you that you don't know. So therefore, you don't know enough to hate yourself. You don't know enough to hate yourself, I promise you. So every time you say, I hate myself, it's because you don't know yourself. Because to know yourself is to know how great thou art. I'm telling you. To know yourself is to recognize how great. See, we hate ourselves based on our negative experiences. Our negative experience. Okay, we experienced this. Okay, we all do. Everybody always talk about, oh, you don't know my story. Oh, I have a story. We all have a story. I'm tired of people thinking that their story is worse than our story. My story is bad too. But you have to experience your story. Your story is yours. That's how you evolve. I'm telling you. It's how you evolve. We all have a story. Everybody think that your story is the worst. Your story ain't the worst. And there's no comparison. Stop comparing your story to others. Stop always trying. Listen, let me tell you one thing that we do, okay? Let me tell these people to be quiet. Hey, be quiet! Joshua, be quiet! Let me tell you what we do. If I come on here, let me tell you what happens naturally, okay? Let me make this point. Hear this right here. Tell me if this don't make sense to you. If I come on this live, right? And I keep saying, man, let me tell you all, man, I am so broken. I'm so sad. I'm so angry. Can you believe what my ex-girlfriend did? Can you believe what she did? This chick right here. You know what I did? Matter of fact, let me tell you how I grew up. I grew up, my father didn't like me. He didn't know me. He beat my ass every day. Let me tell you what you're going to naturally. You're going to go back in your mind and find those crappy stories just to relate to me. So you're going to bring up all those crappy stories that I'm saying just to relate. Because everybody has to have a part of the bad stuff. And it makes you feel like you should. So when people tell you their crappy story, this is what you do. You agree to their story and you bring yours in because yours is even worse. Let me tell you about mine. Oh, you think yours is bad? Let me tell you what happened to me. Stop that nonsense. Stop it. Let people tell their crappy story without you interjecting about yours. It's not always about you. That's why you can't get past it because you keep talking about it. Stop talking about your story to everybody. Everybody don't need to hear how bad you had it. You don't need to hear it. Because as soon as you start talking that crap, your frequency drops. I'm telling you, every time you start talking about your negative stuff, your frequency. Listen, think about it. I want everybody right now. Let's do something real. Okay, can we do a practical exercise real quick, please? Can we do that? We got to bury the past. Take our lessons and bury it. But let's do our exercise real quick, okay? I'm gonna tell you all what to do, okay? You all ready? Close your eyes, okay? Go ahead. Close your eyes. Hear my voice, okay? Listen to my voice. All right. Close your eyes. Think about your grandmother, your grandfather, your mother, your father, somebody that you once loved. Somebody that you love so much, your child. Somebody that you love so much and they died. You looked up to them, you loved them, you worshiped the ground they walked on. But they left you. Think about it. Think about how, do you remember when the day that they passed, how you felt? Or when you got divorced? Think about that worst thing that happened to you. Just go back to that time. Just think about it real quick. The worst thing that happened to you, the person that you the person that you lost. Think about it. Go back in that time when you have lost that person and you were suffering. Think about it. The pain you felt. Think about how angry you were, how you questioned God. That's like me going back to my combat days in Iraq and looking at those things that happened to my brothers in arms. Just think about it for a second. You see how your frequency just lowered? Do you see how you feel? You see like how we take away your power? Do you see like how we take away your frequency? It makes you feel worse. Your emotions are negative. You feel like the same time, like you're feeling exactly like how you felt when it first happened. That sadness, that heaviness. Do you see how we feel? Listen, this is what happens every time you bring up stuff that you already experienced. Every time you bring it up, you experience it again. Every time you speak on it, you experience it again. Because what you're doing with a thought, since a thought penetrates time and space, what you're doing, you're reaching back into a time that happened 20 years ago, and you putting back that thing that happened, and you bring it to your right now life. Because the past don't exist. But what you're doing, you're bringing it to the current moment, and you're feeding the vibration of that past right now. You're feeding the same energy right now because that thought is connected to certain frequencies, to certain emotions. So you are bringing that past into your current situations. That's why depression is so strong, because you're actually digging up the past and bringing it right here, and it stays in front of you. Stop. If you want to love yourself, understand that the past is already gone. You have to stop living in it. Stop talking about it. When you talk about it, only talk about it when you're trying to help someone or bring someone through their ears. But you have to accept it too. Many of us don't want to accept what happened. That's why every time we touch it, it hurts. Because we're still trying to fight our reality. Listen, you was molested, you were raped, you were disrespected, you was abused, you was beaten, you was hit. It happened. It happened. It happened. You were divorced. You were left at the out. It happened. It happened. Ain't nothing that you could do to undo it. Nothing at all. I don't care what you feel. I don't care how angry you are. I don't care how miserable you are. It happened. You can't get mad at me. It happened. You gotta accept it happened. And you have to forgive who did it. Just like when the Bible says, listen, just like when Christ says, I know you have beat me. I carried a cross that was about 300 pounds. I was tired. I was drained. You spit on me. And all I did was love you. All I did was love you. All I did was for you, was to die for your sins. I came here to evolve you. I came here to show you love and to show you pure love. And all you did was spit on me. So all I could say is, listen, I love you so much, but I have to forgive you. I have to forgive you for what you didn't understand that you was doing to me. Forgive them, for they do not know what they did. You have to release people from your life. Your spirit is heavy because you're carrying garbage. You're carrying people who don't deserve to be in your spirit. You're carrying them in your life. You're still carrying them on your back. You're carrying them everywhere you go. You're carrying them on your journey. You're carrying them through this life. This life is made for you and only you. But you're carrying these jokers who never did nothing to you, that abused you. Stop carrying them. You're carrying too much. It's hard for you to love yourself when you're carrying a grown man or a grown woman on your back. You can't love yourself carrying that pain on your back. Every time you look behind you, that man is right there. That woman is right there. That person who abused you is right there. Drop them jokers off. Next exit, drop them jokers off. And leave them alone. And when you drop them off, understand that naturally the body will remember. But when the body remembers, you gotta cut it out. It happened. I have to forgive you. And I have to forgive you for me, not for you. I have to release you for me. Because it's draining, it's tiring, it's depressing. I've been depressed every day of my life for somebody who didn't love me. Why do I have to be depressed and suffer just because you didn't love me? Seriously, many of us are still suffering over people who never loved us. And the ones who love us, we ignore them. The ones who love us, we don't get no attention. But the ones who hate us, we're trying to prove ourselves, trying to prove our worth, trying to still relive the moment. We need to release these people. We doing too much for people who never loved us. I want you to understand this. And now you don't even love you because of them. So now you mad that they didn't love you enough to respect you, but now you don't love yourself. So who you really mad at? How can you be mad at them for not loving you and for disrespecting you when you don't love yourself? Aloha. Joey was good. I'm serious. Like, think about it. These folks never loved you. And now you don't love you. But you hate them. And you hate yourself. When you have hate in your heart, that hate is directed to you too. See, when you have anger in your heart, the anger must be directed to you too. When you have resentment in your heart, the resentment comes off on you too. When you have judgment in your heart, that judgment comes off on you too. Anything that you carry in your heart, you have to experience it, because those same emotions that you carry, you feel it. You feel it. It makes you suffer. It's yours. It's not theirs. It's yours. You're the one who have it there. Thank you, Shadia. Thank you. Every negative emotion that you feel or that you carry, it affects you. You're the one who feel it. They can't feel your pain. Only you feel your pain. They can't feel your resentment. Only you feel your resentment. They can't feel your anger. You feel your anger. They cannot feel your unforgiveness. You feeling your unforgiveness. So you feeling everything that you carrying, and you think that is them. You directed it to them, but they can't feel it. It's not a bullet. You're shooting yourself. Think about it. Who's the one who feels anger? You or them? Think about it. Answer me. Who feels anger? You or them? They do you wrong. They ask for forgiveness. You don't forgive them. Who feels anger? You or them? Think about it. Who feels the pain? You or them? Who feels heavy? You or them? Who lacks sleep? You or them? Think about it. We think we have the right to feel all these things. See, you already answered me. You already answered me. You feel it. Is you feel it. I'm telling you. They do us wrong and they go to bed peacefully because you cannot hold on to things. I'm telling you. So we think, right? Hey, Jai, how are you? We think that we are justified in feeling these negative emotions. Chakra Rose, how you doing, girl? I was looking for you. We feel like we are justified in these negative emotions, this negative frequency. Sorry, excuse me. Why we're the one who suffer with it. Whatever you feel it affects your vibrational frequency. Let me tell you, when your frequency is low, when you have a low frequency, listen, you suffer. Because number one, you attract people with the same frequency. You attract people who are going to make you suffer. You attract people who don't love you or respect you. When you have a low frequency, your prayers are not answered because you don't even believe that you are deserving. When you carry low frequency, you look at yourself with guilt. You look at yourself and you can't even pray no more because you're feeling so separated and disconnected from God. Listen, when you carry a low frequency, it makes you suffer. You're the one suffering. You're the one who's tired and losing sleep with bags under your eyes. You're the one who's suffering. Don't we see this? You cannot love while carrying these things. You can't love yourself while carrying these emotions. You have to be able and bold and brave enough and wise enough to let go of these negative emotions. Because when you fill listen, you are an empty vessel. All you are is an empty vessel. But right now you're not empty because you fill with anger and guilt and unforgiveness. You fill up yourself with negative emotions and wondering why you don't love yourself. Listen, does this help anyone? You're filling up yourself. You have been filled. And in the filling yourself up, you feel justified. You have been filled with a bunch of negative crap that you have picked up from people who never love you. Listen, don't take the negative crap from people who never loved you. You take that from people who love you, because the ones who love you are going to give you hope and peace and joy and happiness and love and insight and inspiration and motivation. They're going to give you those things, but instead, boy, we take that negative crap from these people who hate our gut. All they want to do is conquer your soul, and yet we take from them. And if we even though we know that they hate us, we still take on the gift that they give us. And as we take these things on from these people who never love us, we start to look at ourselves through their eyes, because now you're carrying their eyes and you seeing what they see, because now you're carrying their energy. Listen, if you carry their energy, because that's what they give you and you take it, now you're seeing what they saw. You seeing what they see. You seeing yourself from their eyes. They can't stand you because they can't stand themselves. They hate themselves. They dislike themselves. And they dislike you. And when you pick up their energy, you turn around and you dislike yourself now. You gotta learn as an adult what to take and what to leave. You cannot love yourself because you are filled with negative emotions and think that you are justified in carrying them. You cannot love yourself while you are filled with negative emotions. You cannot love yourself while you are occupied with negative crap in your mind. You cannot love yourself if you speak negatively about yourself. Because when you love yourself, you cannot speak nothing against yourself. I'm telling you, Namaste, Denise. Welcome. That's why you're suffering. Listen, I'm telling you all, man. I'm telling you all. I'm telling you. I promise you. When you finally become smart and wise enough to let go of that negative crap and to forgive people for your sake, to release them, the feeling that you have, oh my God, the feeling and the purity and the peace and that love and that joy and that freedom. You see, you cannot even think about it because you cannot experience it. So right now you feel comfortable in your hate and your anger and your resentment. You feel comfortable because that's what you know. You feel comfortable in your negativity. Hey, Candy Baby. You feel comfortable in that place because that's where you live. That's where you dwell. And everybody else that you have in your life live there too. Because you have people in your life who talks crap, who are all in drama, who are always arguing, who are always fussing, who are always in bad relationships, who are always complaining, who are always griping, who are always negative. So now it feels normal. Because that's all we know. As a matter of fact, the friend that you have might be in a worse situation, so it makes you feel better. A lot of us have friends in worse conditions just to make ourselves feel better about our crappy stuff. I'm telling you. But sometimes you got to make that effort to leave those situations. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be stressful. I know you're going to be in the wilderness. I know you're going to be by yourself. But that time is needed. That time, it is so needed. Sometimes, man, you're in a relationship that you know for a fact, if I stay, I'm going to die in this crap. If I stay, I'm going to suffer. And I'm suffering right now. And we are so afraid to go because we don't know what the unknown is bringing to us. Sometimes you got to stop and realize that the unknown is what makes you figure out the places in you that's unknown. An unknown place makes you recognize the unknown you. It makes you recognize those places in you that you haven't experienced yet, that you haven't known yet, that you haven't explored yet. Don't be afraid of the unknown. It's a beautiful place. The unknown place. You might be by yourself. You might be alone. You might be in a damn hotel room by yourself. You might be in a place where you don't recognize. You might be in a life that you don't ever seen. But I'm telling you, that strength, that wisdom, that knowledge, that kingdom come. Listen, you have to walk this by yourself. Hey, you have to have that time to love yourself. That journey, that crossover, oh my God. Listen, the journey of loving yourself, when you cross over, you're going to feel, listen. To love yourself, you have to understand that you don't first. To love yourself, you have to acknowledge the fact that you don't love yourself. You have to acknowledge it. You have to know that you don't. And when you don't love yourself, see, to love yourself now, you have to face your ugly. You know how it is to face your ugly? Do you know how it is to actually look at yourself? You know how it is to face your ugliest moments, your ugliest skeletons, your ugliest demons? You know how it is to face what you tried to lock up all these years? You know how it is to take that man or woman off your back, turn them around, face them again? Hey Queen, how are you? You have to face this ugly about you. Because in reality, it's not even ugly. You just don't think that you're strong enough to experience it, or to actually acknowledge it, or to actually go through it, or to be healed from it. You gotta face that ugly. And to face that ugly, to cross over, oh, you're gonna go through hell. Listen, it has to become ugly before it becomes better. It has to become uglier before it becomes prettier. It has to become harder before it becomes beautiful. See, to find beauty, you gotta pass the physical. You gotta go past the physical. And the physical looks like it's a barrier. It looks so damn, it looks like destruction. It looks like pain. It looks like hurt. It looks like evil. But it's not. It's just in your mind, how you view things. But you have to cross over. You have to cross over. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, sometimes, man, listen, sometimes you don't understand. Sometimes you look at yourself in this wilderness. And when you go in an unknown place, when you left that man or that woman, when you left that relationship, when you left that lifestyle, when you left that school or you left that something, you're going to go in the wilderness because you don't recognize yourself. See, right now you're trying to recognize yourself, but the self that you recognize don't fit in your new life. Listen, that recognition that you're looking for in yourself will not fit the identity that you need for the next life. It won't fit. So now you have to be in the unknown place, shed yourself from that old identity, because the identity that you had won't work for this new life. It won't. It won't. It won't work. So now, to be in the unknown place, unknown relationship with yourself, you get scared. But let me tell you, now you got to focus on what you don't know. Because the crap that you know ain't been working for you anyways. That's why you're in the wilderness now. You got to get back your strength. Now you got to get back your strength. See, the wilderness brings you a new insight. It brings you new wisdom. It brings you new experiences. It brings you new peace. It brings you something. Because now it's you and God alone. Let me tell you about when it's you and God alone. Let me tell you, when it's you and God alone, it is the most beautiful peace you'll ever feel. See, when it's you and God alone, people ain't discouraging you. People ain't mad. People ain't suffering. People ain't distracting you. It's now you and your intuition. You are being guided. You are being loved. You are being taken care of. You are being fed manna from heaven every single day. And you take what you need for that day. Because tomorrow is going to be a new day. And tomorrow will bring his own peace and his own love and his own energy. You go day by day. Man, you don't understand. This peace that you're going to feel in the wilderness, it's going to be a peace that now, your joy. Many of us don't want to experience a peace because you got to go through something. See, to find that peace, you got to go through something. You got to go through that thing. You got to go through that thing. That thing, you got to go through. You got to experience that thing. You got to face your demons. You got to face your fear. You got to face that thing. Many of us don't want to face that thing because we're afraid. We don't think that we are strong enough. We don't think that, listen, you know one thing about facing that thing? I want to share it on my YouTube. You know one thing about facing that thing? Sometimes when you face that thing, some people ain't going to stand by you to face it with you. Listen, sometimes when you're facing that thing, you realize your friendships start dropping off. Your circle start getting smaller and smaller because now you're facing that thing. You're walking and you're standing straight, but your friends are just dropping off because they can't. Listen, they want to talk in your ear when you say, "Hey, be quiet. I don't want to hear that." Oh, I'm telling you right now. Hey, be quiet. I don't want to hear that nonsense. I'm in a new place, new world. Listen, your friends start falling on the wayside. They're just falling. They're just going. Listen, people start talking about you. Hey, you think that you're better than everybody? No, I don't think I'm better than everybody. I'm going through a place. I'm in a place in my life that I need to grow. I need to learn. I need to have new friends, new people, new frequency, new understanding. I need new wisdom. But your old stuff ain't working for you. Look at your life. Y'all, you gotta lose your whole squad, Candy Baby. For real, your squad is gonna change. You can't carry the same people to your new life. Many of us want to keep the same people in our life forever. You want to keep the same people in your life forever. You can't do that sometimes. Everybody ain't supposed to carry your journey. Everybody can't carry on your journey with you. Big Country was good, girl. Exquisite was good. Everybody cannot go where you're going. And I know people keep saying this, and I know it's very cliche. But you gotta trust where you are going. And you gotta know where you are going. But you have to know where you wanna go. You have to know where you wanna go. And you know for a fact that person ain't ready to transition with you. And all they're gonna do is pull you back. All they're gonna do is hold you back. You got to know it's your time. Sometimes family too, I'm telling you. Listen, when you evolve, it's like a rose just blossom. If you can't blossom like the, hey, listen, the rose, listen, the rose ain't mad at you because you can't blossom. But don't get mad at the rose for blossoming into this beautiful flower. The rose is just being a rose, but the rose has to blossom certain seasons. When the seed blossom, he has to blossom. He has to become a fully bred rose. He has to be. He's not gonna just not shine because you hate. He's not gonna not shine because you mad. He's not gonna not shine because it's not your season. No, when it's his season, he shines. He comes out. He fulfills his destiny. He has to shine. He has to blossom. Many of you all can't shine because you're afraid that if you shine, your friends are gonna be hating on you. Your friends are gonna be upset. Your friends are gonna walk away. Your friends won't answer your phone calls. Your friends don't want to talk. Listen. Sometimes when you evolve, when you go into the wilderness, the things that you want to talk about ain't that no more. Your conversations change. Your conversations change. So your friends are like, oh, you're boring now. The crap that you do change. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go around people. I don't want to go to the clubs. I don't want to go to the bar. I don't want to drink. That crap lowers your frequency. Hey, why don't you come over to the house? Let's drink some tea. You know, you're telling people, hey, let's detox tomorrow. Detox? Yeah, let's detox. Well, you can't detox with me. I can go to the club with you, but you can't detox with me? Oh, so I could do your crap. But I'm telling you something that helps you. You don't want to do with me? You know what, man? I'm telling you, conversations change. The things that you do is change naturally. You ain't got to force it no more. Because when you're tired, have you ever been tired, man? Like, listen, if you're listening to me, it's because you're being tired. If you're listening to me, it's because you experience it or you're going through it right now. If you're listening to me right now, it's because you have experienced it or you're going through it. I know for a fact. I know the stuff that I speak of. I know for a fact my life. I know for a fact my audience who I speak to. If you're listening to me, it's because you have experienced it or you're going through it. I'm telling you. The stuff change. And it's not a force. You know how, when you're tired and you're sick of being sick and tired, something has to change. And when something changes, the people change. Your friends change. Your audience change. Your crowds change. I know when I transitioned to this person right here, the ones who I had to change. And now the people who comes in my life, I don't force people to come in my life. But when people see you shining, let me tell you what they do. When people see you on the same frequency, you attract that same crap. They be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh my God, you're so honest. Oh my God, how are you like that? Like, you become genuine, so you attract genuine people. You attract people who's trying to be better. Let me tell you something, right? Many of us don't want to acknowledge the fact that you attract what you are. You have to attract the same frequency that you're on. The reason why you want to love yourself or to up-love yourself is because you want to attract people in your life. You know, one of the benefits of self-love is self-heal. Let me say it again. I think that went over your head. I think you all missed this. I think you all just missed this. I think you all just missed what I said. Did you all miss it? Did you all miss it? Listen. One of the benefits of self-love is self-heal. Listen, I keep hearing people say, I gotta heal, I'm still healing, I'm still healing. And the reason why you haven't healed yet is because you're still holding on to anger and resentment and hate and resentment and judgment and unforgiveness and more resentment and more anger, and you're frustrated and you're mad and you're bitter and you can't love. There's no healing. Healing do not take place there. Healing do not take place in anger. Healing do not take place in hate. Healing cannot take place in resentment. Healing cannot take place in frustration. Healing could only happen, somebody say, in love. That's it. So the benefit of self-love is self-heal. But let me tell you what else comes with self-love. If self-healing come with love, guess what? Your children, and as I said it before in my video, your children become healed too. So the crap that they see you going through, they're going to look at you and say, man, this is beautiful. Your children become healed in the process. It's not just you. See, you're not healed. Listen. Let's cut this crap out right now. When you have self-love, it's not just for you. It's not just for you. See, self-love, yes, it's self. But it's not just for you. Did you all miss that? If I don't have self-love, I bring my children that garbage that I'm carrying right now. Because my energy will be transferred to my children. See, whatever I carry in my spirit, my children are connected to me spiritually. Understand this. Can we speak? Can we get a little personal? Can we get a little personal real quick? I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't want to disrespect nobody. But can I please get deep? I want to get deep. I ain't been deep yet. I want to get deep. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something about connection. Connection literally is to form a bond, a spiritual bond with something or someone else. When you form a bond or alliance, when you form a tube, when there's one tube and it's connecting, this thing has to be drained in this thing, and this thing drained in this one. Listen, information and whatever else is passed from one to the next. That's why it's called a connection. You only connect something to something when you want to lead or pour something in something. Does that make sense? Your children are connected to you spiritually. Do we agree? Whew. Lord have mercy. I'm getting hot. You're making me hot. You're making me hot. Let me tell you this. Your children are connected to you spiritually. The people that you love, your partners, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, anybody that's connected to you is a spiritual. See, connections are spiritual. If you carry anger, check this out. If you carry anger, whoever you connected with is getting that damn anger. Your children deserve love, not anger. Your children deserve respect, not anger. Your children deserve the highest form of healing, not resentment and hate. Your children deserve you to love yourself so that you could pass them the same love to them. When they see you, they do what you do. I don't care what you said to them. They do what you do. They feel what you feel. Because whatever you're feeling is what they feel. You're feeding them. They're still attached to your umbilical cord spiritually. You're feeding your children all day and you don't even know that you're feeding them. You're feeding them spiritually every single day. You're feeding them. The question is, what are you feeding them? What are you feeding your kids? What are you feeding those ones that you hold dear to your heart? What are you feeding them? You think self-love is for you? You want to take your time to heal? You want to take your time to self-love? No, you owe it to your children to have self-love. They need it. They need this love. And this is why they grow up to be so mad and angry, because you mad and angry and you don't even know why. I give them the best. I give them all the clothes they want. I give them the food. I cook for them. They don't, listen, that's not what they need. They need that love. That's what they need. They love. They deserve that love. Food, whatever goes in, comes out. The food don't stay in. It comes back out. The clothes get old and wrinkle and holy. They take it off. But that love, shoot, boy, that love is real. That love, that connection, your children deserve a strong connection. I'm tired of seeing us thinking that we have time. We don't have time. Time is not working with us. We don't have time to take and heal. Forgive. And you forgive for your children. Forgive. Listen, just like how you could be angry with me, as we think. Hey, Toddy, how are you doing? Or just because how you can be mad at me, as you think. which is you can't mad at me. Just like how you could be hateful towards me, or you could hate me, or use me as your object for your negative emotion, then love for your children. Be at peace for your children. Heal for your children. Heal for your children. They deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve a chance. They deserve a chance, man. These little ones deserve a chance. When I had children, I had to acknowledge the fact that, man, my daughter is born. She's a baby. All she is energy. So when I come home at night with the energy, I'm giving it to her. I can't afford to give her this insecurities and anger and frustration and misery and hate that I have for myself. Sharing myself with all these women, giving myself away to all these women who didn't even deserve me, who didn't even know me, who didn't even want to experience me, who just want to experience my body, I'm giving them, so I bring this home to my daughter? They don't deserve that, man. My daughter never deserved that. Hey, Savannah, my daughter deserved a pure, sweet, unconditional love. But that love had to come from me. That love had to come from me. And then when I loved me, I had to love her mom. No matter how I felt about her, I had to give that love to her. Man, I feel like this thing. Somebody just attacked. Somebody just kissed. Somebody just touched me. I don't know who touched me. One of you. I'm still feeling it. Who just touched me? Who just did it? Who touched me? Somebody connected to me just now. And you went straight in my head. Lord have mercy. Who was it? Who? Who was it? It's a full circle. Was it you? Golly. It was a good feeling. It was a good feeling. Listen, I'm telling you. I'm telling you all, man. I'm telling you. Self-love is not just for you. If you have children, if you have loved ones, if you have a relationship, it has, you owe it to your children to give them this love. They need it. Without it, they're dying every day. They're suffering. In school, they're becoming bullies. They treating women and men just like crap and growing up to be just vagabonds. We need this. So listen. I know you should take your time to heal properly. Take your time to heal. But understand that the longer you take to heal is the longer you mess them up. The longer that they are messed up. The longer you take to heal and you taking your time because you feel like you shouldn't forgive him yet, or I shouldn't forgive him yet. I shouldn't let him off the hook yet. I should be angry and I should be bitter because I'm a strong woman. So let me be angry and let me be mad and let me be loud and disrespectful because I'm a strong black woman or whatever else. Cut that stuff out. I don't need to be. Be at peace. Be at love. Be healed. Because when you love you heal your children and you heal your generations. It's not just, see, listen, let me tell you something. Thank you, Savannah. Thank you. Let me tell you something about healing. When you heal, your kids become healed. And every generation become healed through your seed. That's why God told Abraham. God told Abraham, I will bless your generations through you. Let me tell you this. God, you have to be healed for you to bless. Listen, we think this is just about us. It's ain't about you only. There's a big picture. Stop being so selfish. There's a huge picture. There's a big picture. I'm telling you, Father Ruby, there's a huge picture. We think that we could just play with this healing and self-love. Let me tell you this. I will bless your generation through you. Generations to come through you. But you got to become that place. You got to heal first so I could bless your generation. Because when your friends and when your mother and your father and when your kids seeing you heal, your life just change. Your words change. Your actions change. Your aura change. You become the light. And then you pass the light on. And they become light. They become lit. They become lit. I'm telling you, listen, this is real. I have never thought about it like this. I don't know where this is coming from. But I have never thought about it like this. It's through you. This is when the Bible says, I will bless your generations through you. Because you have love now. Love is the blessing. The blessing is love. What do you think? What do you think the blessing is? It's love. And when you have love, love is past. Love can't stay in. Love is given. You have to give it. But you have to start with your children. Start with yourself. Pass it on. You gotta pass it on. And when you give them love, they give their children love. They give their spouses love. They give their girlfriends, boyfriend love. Their generations have to be blessed through you. You started this movement. Listen, whatever happens, your healing, all them damn generational curses, you stop that crap. You stop the generational curses. No, I love myself. What's going on, Tanda? How you doing, man? Now you become love. So that curse stops right there. And now you send back love. So now you bless your damn, listen, your people become blessed through you. People who ain't here no more becomes blessed through you. Because now you carry their cells, you carry their blood. So therefore your ancestors is blessed through you. Do we? I want us to go deep. Because I want us to understand. I want us to understand it is simple, but it's not that simple. There's a responsibility for us. When you heal yourself, your ancestors are blessed and healed through you. You carry their blood. You carry their bloodline. So when you become healed, they become healed. Man, all connected. I am my father. I am my great-grandfather. My great-great-great-grandfather. Man. Listen. We don't have time to waste. This is an altar call. This is an altar call right now. I'm calling the altar to the altar. I'm just joking. But we don't have the time. I was told in the dream my bloodline had been with... Man, that's deep right there. That's deep. But I believe it. You are the one. You think that you're hearing this on coincidence, huh? Hey Tony, how are you doing? You think that this is a coincidence that you listen to this message? Some of you all stayed the whole entire message. You think that is a coincidence? No. It was for you to hear. It was for you to hear. Some of you all felt this message in your heart. Some of you all right now have felt this message deep in your heart because it's for you. I don't just talk because I want to hear myself talk. I don't even know what I'm talking sometimes. Actually, I got deep when I stopped reading. When I read stuff, I can't even get deep. But I'm telling you that's why I felt somebody came in my head. You have to realize that what you're going through is not the end. See, to love yourself, you have to understand that this is not it. What you're going through is not it. What you experience ain't it. You know what it is? It hasn't come yet. It hasn't come yet. So you got to keep working right now. Keep working. Listen, someone said, if you're going through fire, don't stop. You can't stop. Thank you, Dragonfly. When you're going through fire, you can't stop because you get burned. So right now, I'm telling you right now, don't stop. I don't care what you're going through. Don't stop yet. God, this is your wilderness. I'm telling you, the wilderness is the best place. You need to learn about yourself. You need to learn more about yourself. Hey, Montrese, how are you doing? You need to learn more about yourself. Because if you want to love yourself, learn those parts of you. Learn the connection. Learn that you are God. Learn that God is with you always. Learn and know that I will never forsake you and I will never leave you. You have to believe those things. Because when you believe those things, your actions change. You got to believe those things. I will never leave you or forsake you. Nothing can separate me from the love of God. Nothing, not sin, not hate, not nothing. I'm always with God. I will always be with you. Sometimes we put ourselves in situations and our consequences tears our asses up. And when our consequences are tearing us up, we forget that God is with you. Listen, you got to understand that you got to suffer your consequences. You got to suffer it, but it's okay. You remember when you was a child and you did something wrong and you know when your mom comes home, she's going to spank that butt? But you had to experience the spank. You had to get your little butt red. Your butt had to be red. Because if your butt wasn't red, then you will do it again. You have to feel the wrath sometimes of the belt. You got karma. If karma spared the rod, then you will never learn. But don't go through the same crap twice and 3 times getting the same spanking. You don't need to do that. You feel your spanking once, get in the wilderness, relearn yourself, get out, because now you graduated, and do it again. Your spirit is God, so you can never be separated. You can't be separated from God. I need you all to understand this. When you go through this wilderness, it's okay. It's okay to be in an unknown place, doing unknown things and things that you don't understand. It is okay. If you're going through hell right now, you by yourself, many of us don't want to leave our relationships because we don't know what's going to happen. Many of us, sometimes we don't even want to break up from our partners because we think there's no one else that's going to love me. There's no one else that's going to be with me. There's no one else. I don't care about no one else. If you ain't happy now, if you are, you're speaking things about yourself and you're not recognizing yourself now, nobody else who is to come is not important. I don't care what you're going to find later on. Right now, you are not at peace, and it's only now that counts. Your children deserve a chance. They deserve a chance. Come on now. They deserve a chance of love. Fresh start. They deserve some fresh vegetables and some sunshine. But you gotta walk out that dark place to get in the sunlight. That dark place has been whooping your butt. Because when you're in a dark place, you can't even see properly. Like when you go in the sun. See, right now, some of you all ain't ready for the light. Because you've been in a dark place so much that when you hear the light, that's why people can't stand my words. So many people can't stand my words because when I speak, they get offended. Many people, I speak and they get mad. Like, why are you mad at me? I'm not judging you. I don't judge people for what? If I judge you, then I judge myself. It's got the same standards I'm holding for me, I hold for you, and vice versa. So I don't care what you do. You're a grown woman or man. I'm a grown man or woman. I do what I want to do. But when I speak, people hate what I speak. I don't speak nothing bad. I don't disrespect nobody. I don't tear nobody down, but people hate it. Listen, when you're in a dark place for a long time, you begin to be against the sunlight. You hate the sun. Your eyes can't even, have you ever been sleeping and somebody turn the light on and your eyes are like, oh my God, stop, turn it off. Many times you don't think that you're ready for the light, but you are. You need it the most then. See, when your eyes are bothered by the truth is when you need it the most. When the truth is offending you, you gotta listen to it even more. Don't hate the truth. Man, it will whoop your butt, but it sets you free. But you have to love thyself. You don't know enough about you to hate you yet. I promise you. Your experiences ain't you. Your experiences that you experience ain't you. That's just something that you went through. Somebody put you through that crap and you think that you took it personal. I'm telling you. Rid yourself of being drawn to a negative person. Did I read that? How do you put yourself in the mindset to receive? I don't even know how to do this question thing. How do you put yourself in the mindset to receive? Receive like what? Like love? How do I take it off from my screen in the first place? I don't even know how to do it. Jesus. I think I messed that up. How do you put yourself in the mindset to receive? I'm saying to receive, I'm thinking that to receive love. Okay, so if that's your question, how do you put yourself in the mindset to receive love? It's this right here. To recognize love, you first have to love, right? To receive love, you have to be able to recognize love. To recognize love, you have to actually experience love within yourself. Many of us cannot receive love or recognize love outside because we don't know what it is inside. Nothing happens outside of you. Everything has to happen inside of you. Every emotion, every feeling, every experience, everything you see, hear, feel, touch happens inside of you. Everything happens inside of you. You cannot recognize love because you cannot recognize love inside. It's not in there. If it's not in there, you can never see it outside of you. Many of us don't love ourselves, so we can't recognize it there. So to be able to receive it, you have to recognize it and you have to actually carry it. When you carry it, you don't have to receive it. When you carry it, people actually give you and connect. They take their love, connect with yours. So now it multiplies, right? The only time it multiplies is when real love is multiplied when the other person loves and you love, and that connection. Because where there is two or more gathered in my name, I shall be in the midst. If you think love is God, then God is love. So therefore, when you love and I love, therefore God is multiplying you. You feel that love even explode. Now you feel a power, a certain power. It was always there, but now it's two now. When there's one love and there's no love there, you feel drained. You don't feel the power. You actually rip yourself of that power. Does that make sense? So now, to actually receive that love, to put yourself in that place to receive love, you have to become love first. And when you become love, you experience love of someone else. See, you could only experience love. Why do men call women? We're not talking about that. We ain't talking about those type of questions. We're talking about self-love. We're talking about love, man. What do you all always... Men call anything that they want. I don't know why men call women man. I don't call women man. So you got to look at what you do or what your man do. I don't know what your man do. Once you release the negativity, you will start to feel an abundance of energy. I'm telling you. And it becomes refreshing. It becomes amazing. It becomes beautiful. Because now you recognize it. That must be love. If you have conditional love and you carry conditional love and anger and a whole bunch of suffering, then when somebody really loves you, you don't even know what it is. You start doubting them. You have your insecurities. You're like, I don't think it's true. Because you don't love yourself. You don't see your reason for love. If you don't love yourself, it's hard to understand why someone loves you. Seriously. Like, you want to do things for them to love you more. That's why a lot of times a man will even tell you, if you do this, and this, I will love you more and I will marry you. In reality, that's a lie. Because when you don't love you, you settle for that crap. Because if you love you, you're like, man, please. Negro, please. Please. I don't need your crap. I got my crap. I got my love. I don't need yours. You know, when you have love, you don't need... Yes, I watched a video today. It says that when self-love, yes, you still need sex, you still need orgasms and stuff. But I'm talking about love. If I have my love, I don't need your love. Yes, it's nice to have it. Not to have it, because I can't have your love. Only you can have your love. It's nice to connect and feel it during the connection, but I can't have your love. There's no way I could have your love. There's no way. Your love is for you. My love is for me. Do we understand this? My love is for me. My love sustains me. My love makes me smile. It makes me happy. It makes me have joy. It makes me have peace. My love does that for me. Your love does that for you. If you don't have love, you're not at peace. You're not joyful. You're not happy. So you want to take mine. So therefore, when you don't love, you're taking. When you love, you're giving. You're sharing. You feel it anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel it through the connection. That's the difference. So how do you put yourself in a mindset to receive? You become love. To become love, you just have to be love. Is it wrong to live yourself and be selfish? You have to be selfish sometimes. You got to be selfish sometimes, man. You have to love yourself and be selfish. Because nobody deserves you more than how you deserve you. Except maybe your children. Sometimes you got to be selfish. We were taught that being selfish is wrong. But you have to become your own priority. If not, people will actually put you under the bus quick. Here we go. People will hurt you and abuse you. So sometimes you got to pull back. You got to put yourself back. Hey, listen, let me take my power back. So you got to become selfish. My time, because you need your me time. See what I'm saying? Like, you need your me time. No. You got to say no. Boundaries, no. Even to myself, no. Kirk, don't even, no. Stop saying that, no. Like, you got to even tell yourself no sometimes. Like sometimes, like, you want to go back into certain like situations, certain relationships, certain crap that you know is gonna hurt you. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta no boundaries. So yes, you gotta be selfish. You gotta feed yourself first. Is it wrong to? Okay, so I think that's all the questions that I had. And I don't know how to even, how do I move this question anyways? I don't know how to do this stuff, you know. All right, so man, how do I do this? Give me 1 second. I don't even know how, man. Okay, good, it's going now. So yes, turn on. All right. You learn by your experiences. That's how we experience. That's why you can't be mad when you learn things. You know, that's why you can't be mad when you experience things. It's because that's how you learn. I turn it on, off, and then I turn it on. But yeah, so I have time for like one or two more questions. And does everybody understand what I'm saying, right? Do you all understand what I'm saying? Like there's things that you could do to love yourself and to up your frequency. And I name like about 20 things that you can do to love yourself or to have more love for yourself. So let me go over them again. Number 1, be okay with your past. Never compare yourself. Do not live to please others. Let go of guilt. Let go of the image of how things should be. Be gentle and kind to yourself. You have to have daily affirmations. Take care of your body and your spirit. Stop looking at yourself from the eyes of your past experience. Stop looking at yourself from the eyes of your abusers and your... Many of us look at ourselves from the eyes of someone else who abused us. Stop looking at yourself from the eyes of those who don't like you. Focus on what you can control. Set boundaries. Quit judging yourself. Spend time alone. Spend time outside in the sunlight and around trees and around the elements. Forgive yourself. Let me tell you one thing else that I forget. One of the things that I do every morning when I wake up, as soon as I open my eyes, I find about 5-6 things to be grateful for. If you want to love yourself, find things to be grateful for. Many of us could find things that we hate. Many of us could find things that we're against. Many of us could find things that we don't like. Many of us could find things that we complain about. Many of us could find things that we don't really accept. Many of us could find things in our lives that we just don't like. And we could find them very easy. As soon as you open your mind, bam. You listen, some of us could find 5 things without thinking. Just bam, 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 bam. The thing is, every morning, look for just 5 things. And if your 5 things is your health, your heart still beating, your nose is still smelling, your hair is still on your head. Like you have to find things. And you know, the reason why you want to be grateful is because gratefulness increases your frequency. See, when you complain, your frequency. But when you find things that make you happy, your children, your love, that house that you live in, even though it's not the best house, but when you find reasons, your frequency and your joy comes back and you feel so at peace and you feel better. It increases your frequency of love. The higher your frequency is the more that you will love, and the faster that you will love. So you find 5 things every day. Just try this. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's do a practical exercise again, okay? You know I do practical exercise, right? So the reason why I have the information that I have is because I actually practice everything that I speak of. I literally go to practice every single time, everything that I speak of. So you will never hear me speak something to you on a video that I haven't done. I practice for weeks at a time. I practice my theories. I practice my belief system. I literally practice. I practice self-healing. I practice healing others. I could tell you exactly how to do every single thing step by step because I practice everything. So let's practice something real quick. I need everybody right now to think of 5 things. Think of 5 things. Close your eyes. If you want to write it on the screen, write it on the screen. If you want to think about it, think about it. But say, I want you to start there in your mind or on the screen. I am extremely grateful for blah, 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 because of blah, 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 blah. So for instance, I am extremely grateful for my daughters and my son. Because without my children, I will never experience love. I will never see a smiling face. I will never experience how it is to actually hold a child and to hug a child. I want you to put, I am extremely grateful because, or I'm extremely grateful for such and such because, blah, blah, blah. I always have a because. So What are 5 things? I want you to think about it. 5 things that you are grateful for. If you look at your life, you could find so much. Your livers are still there after drinking all the alcohol. Your heart is still beating after it's been broken. You could find 5 things very easily to be grateful for. So what are you grateful for? Grateful for my children, for my sanity, and for my life. And as you actually find these things that you're grateful for, feel. I want you to feel. I want you to see them. Look at them. Because when I just told you I'm grateful for my children, I actually, in my mind, I saw my daughters and my son, and I see them playing. Like you have to envision these things. You have to see it in your mind. When I say I'm grateful for my children, I'm seeing them playing, making noises and screaming like what they were doing earlier, and eating and talking trash and hugging me and kissing me in my face. Because my daughter liked to kiss me, just kiss. And then she kiss my arm. And it just makes me feel like I'm appreciated. So I need you all to feel this. And as you do this every morning or every night or whenever, or when you're feeling terrible or when you're angry, when you are feeling grateful and you see what you are grateful for, or look at your heart. I'm grateful for my heart because it's still pumping the blood through my body. It is still this, it's still that, and it's still working when it should be broken. And you see your heart beating, and you just touch it and just be thankful. I need you all to see it. It raises your frequency so high that you forget about what you don't like, and you put a smile on your face. If you're in a bad mood, focus on what you like. If you're angry, focus on what you like. People keep saying, I can't change my feelings. In reality, you can change how you feel. When you change your thoughts, you can change your mind and change how you feel. What are 5 things that you are thankful for? Again, my last thing is this. Someone said, I started off with this. Someone said it is hard to love yourself. I'm grateful for my family and being healthy, and for my 2 brothers in Haiti, and for who I am today. I love it. 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 Someone said it is so hard to love yourself. And I said it is so hard to not love yourself. Oh my God. It is so hard to not love yourself. Life is just hard. Life is just miserable. Life becomes just random stuff. Life just becomes anger. What's up, Omar? What's going on, man? Life just becomes, just everything just on a repeat. Everything is just for no reason. Everything is not for love. Life just becomes poor and boring. It's hard to love yourself, but it's harder not to. Life is a blessing. We are blessed to experience this life, this piece of life. You know how blessed you are? You know how many people wish they had another chance, man? When you go to the hospital, or go around sick people, look at them. Look at how they wish that they had another chance. Look at how they wish that if they could go back in time, the crap that they suffered and the crap that they would experience, and the people that they wouldn't even put energy to it. Because now that at the end of your life, when you look at the things that makes you miserable, at the end of your life, you're like, man, this right here, why was I so mad? Have you ever left someone or dumped someone or broke up with someone, and you just, after a while, you're like, God dang it, what was you arguing about? Seriously, have you ever been arguing with someone, your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife, and you're like, oh my God, what was I arguing? What was we even arguing about? We just ended a relationship for something that I don't even remember. It's crazy. For real, we don't even know what we're mad about. We just think that we should be hurt, so we feel hurt. We think that we should be offended, so we get offended. Everybody want to get offended for every crap that happens. Somebody say something and I'm offended because you can. You're practicing your freedom to be offended, so you really offended for real. People want to, yes, you have the right to be angry, so you just acting on the right to be angry, but you just dropping your frequency. I'm telling you, many of us, we think that you could be offended, so I would get offended. You don't even, and it's not even real. Because in deep, you're not even angry. You just want to prove a point. It's like, it's a principle. You know what I mean? Some of us break up with people over a principle. We're not even mad, we're not hurt, and we're losing people for a principle. We're not even affected by it. It's a principle. Two months later, we're like, what the hell? What principle? I don't even know why I was mad. Life. Listen, man. Stop being offended. Stop giving your power away. Stop being offended. Stop being angry at people. Just stop. Stop giving your power away. Stop giving your emotion away. Every time you give your emotion, your energy in motion, you are being controlled. Some of you, if somebody tell you something today, you want to fight and argue and go to jail and get locked up and have your children look at you and cussing at them, and your children see you fighting and cussing and punching someone, and you're not even looking at what you're doing. You're setting the example. You're setting the standard. This is how you want your offspring to be? This is what you want them to see? This is what you want them to experience and to know? Come on, man. Set the ball high. Set the ball high, man. Like, you got to set the ball high. Right now, we set the ball so low. Somebody said something to us or tell us somebody said, well, you probably should go to the gym. Oh my God, who you calling fat? No, the person never called you fat. You offended because you agree. To be offended is because you have to agree. You have to agree with words. That's why you get so irritated and so angry and ugly, and because for what? For what? You practicing self-hate. I'm telling you, man. Just stop. Just relax. It ain't that serious. Because 5 years from now, it's the audacity, huh? I'm telling you. 5 years from now, listen, 5 years from now, if it wouldn't affect you, don't take it personal. Seriously, don't take it personal. If somebody give you a middle finger, it's a finger. Don't take it personal. This is just a finger. It's just you put some meaning to it, and you put some idea to it, and it's your meaning and your own thoughts and your own perception that makes you angry. Think about it. Like, seriously. It's your own perception, your idea. Sky Blue, what's good? Your idea, your perception, your understanding, your experiences that make you angry. It's not mine. So what you really angry for? You're angry for yourself. You mad for yourself. You're upset for yourself. You're disappointed within yourself. And it's time to take your power back. It's time. Stop reacting to crap and to people. Stop reacting to negative stuff. I thank you all for... I was talking for a while, huh? Man. Thank you all for stopping by. And I appreciate you all giving me feedback. Hey, Tish. I do appreciate you all giving me feedback. So I do appreciate you all. Where have you been? I want to go there. Where have I been? Where have I been? Where? Thank you all so much, man. I do appreciate you all. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, Farber Rubies. Thank you for always coming in my stuff and being a moderator. So I do thank you all. Listen, you know what I do? Let me tell you one thing that I do. Let me tell you this is one last thing that I do. Okay? I need you all to try this tomorrow. I need you all to try this tomorrow. Remember, everything you do come back to you. Whatever you give, come back to you. Listen, let me tell you what to do, man. Seriously. Brian, what's good, man? Hey, thank you, bro. Let me tell you one thing. How can we send a love offering to your time? Thank you so much. I have my Cash App on my, thank you so much for even thinking that. Actually, it's a thought that counts for right now. If you want to, somebody asks, how do you send me a cash offering or love offering for your time? You could inbox me and tell me thank you, or you could Cash App me. Whichever one is fine. I don't really, but my Cash App is on my, I think it's on my thing. I think it's on my my bio. But if not, let me type it right here. I do appreciate it. That thought is amazing. It's my Cash App is. I do appreciate that so much, but I do appreciate that. Thank you too, by the way. So let me tell you the last thing that I do. Okay, that's very important. That what I do. So I understand this. To be conscious. So I just set my cash up. It's Kirk Hazel. So, but it's on. I think it's on my bio too. I know as a conscious man, right? I know as a conscious man, me being aware of energy, I know what goes out has to come back, okay? What goes out, what leaves my mouth has to come back. Nothing comes back void. A thought, as a word, nothing. Action, nothing comes back void. When I see strangers, listen, seriously, like when I see strangers, I want you all to put this into practice. Try it and see how you feel. When I see strangers passing by, I send them love. Listen, I send them love. And even if they ain't gotta hear it, they ain't gotta see my mouth move, I send you love and peace. I send you love and peace. Wow, I wish you have a beautiful day. I'm saying this to myself. I need you all to understand this. When I see strangers, if I'm in a store, if I'm passing, if I'm at work, you're not gonna have, I'm this because of me, not because of you. I send you love because I am love. I send you peace because I am peace. I send you what I am. So I'm saying, I send you love. I hope you have a beautiful day. I send you peace and joy. I send you these things because I want it back. Listen, this is a trick. See, when you try this, look and see how you feel when you send in strangers love and peace and joy. When you send that out, it comes back. And you smiling the whole time. Because you feel, listen, I send you love and peace. I don't care what you do to me. I don't care. I don't want it back from you. You ain't got to give it back. If I tell you good morning, it's for me. It's not for you. If you want to accept it, take it. But if you don't want to, if you don't say good morning back, I ain't mad at you. Some of you are being mad because somebody don't hold the door for you or you hold the door for them and they ain't say thank you. So what? You're doing it because it comes back to you. Stop being offended. Stop being offended. I don't care. Listen, what you do is your karma. It's not theirs. If they say thank you, it's okay. If they don't, it's okay too. I'm not doing this because of you. I'm doing it because of me. I'm giving this knowledge because of me, not because of you. So, when you see strangers passing by, you boss, you see, you ain't got to say it out loud because sometimes when you say it out loud because you want it back or because you want to look like you're sort of, I send you peace and love. Oh, I send you love and joy. You just got to look. You acknowledge. And you feel that vibration leaves you. And you feel that power leaves you. And you feel it comes back even more. Because it comes back. It has to come back. God has just been. I know. I wasn't gonna. Man, I've been talking for that long. 2.5 hours. Let me go. You all have a beautiful day. I think I ain't know I've been in it for that long. Man, time goes when you're talking. Why you all didn't tell me I talk so much? But yeah, send love, send peace, send joy, send it from you. That's how you know that you have it. When you could give it, that's how you know when you have it. If you can't give it, it's because you don't have it. Understand this. How you know you have joy and peace and love in you? It's because you give it. And when you give it, you give it away without expecting it back. Because I have it. I don't need it back from you. Because many times, the people that you give to don't give you back. But it comes back regardless. If I give you money, chances are you can't give me back money. Somebody else or something else or somewhere else give me back my money. If I give you happiness, my happiness comes from somewhere else. It's a circle. Thank you all for watching, man. Thank you all for... This will be on my YouTube channel tonight, okay? So it will be on my YouTube channel tonight. It's going to be a long time because it takes forever to upload. You all have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful day. I love you all. Peace, joy, love. Pieces.